Greetings duplicants and welcome to the breach. Well, we've got a happy Quinn sat in the planetarium doing some research, unaware of the problems within the base. What problems, I hear you ask? During the expansion of the base we only have two circuits, one with a potential load of over 4 kilowatts and the other just shy of 3 kilowatts. We have to sort this out now, before we do any more expansion. Yes, that is a lot of hydrogen gas lurking around. I used the hydrogen vent to melt the cold biome, which was a nice passive way to make room for me to tame the hydrogen vent. While I had my duplicants digging out this area, I built a balm lily farm, so I could start producing seeds for the fish farm that I'll be building on the other asteroid. I chose balm lilies because they only need to be in a chlorine gas environment and do not need any resources to grow. I've used a liquid tepidizer to stabilise the temperature at a balmy 60 degrees at the moment. Due to the placement of vents on the right hand side of the map, I couldn't get a decent transportation spine built. But after exploring on the left hand side I realised I could get an unobstructed transportation tube up and down. Once I have the power brick built, one of the other jobs I'll have to complete is transferring the main exit and entrance to the base to be on the left hand side. I'll keep the exit on the right but just use it for the farming that I'm doing over on that side. I mean ranching. Before we tap into the hydrogen vent, we're going to set up some storage first. By placing these tanks here we have room to expand if required. I'm going to use gold amalgam to build the hydrogen generators. Hopefully this place won't get too hot that I need to upgrade to steel. If I do need to upgrade to steel, hopefully by that time I'll have been to space and come back with a renewable resource of lime. Well, that's two banks of hydrogen generators all connected to one smart battery. That'll do to start off the power brick. Now we have hydrogen generators and storage sorted out, we can move on to tapping into this hydrogen vent. With the vent being surrounded by hydrogen gas, if we get lucky we will not need to pump out any other gases. We'll just have to keep an eye on that water that's at the bottom of the vent. To tame this vent we're going to use a steam turbine and some easy automation using an AND gate. We're going to use some metal tiles to directly absorb the heat from the hydrogen that will heat up a small water reservoir. As the water reservoir is only going to be one tile high, once we've added liquid we'll not need to vacuum it out, which is nice, because it only allows one element per square, and these squares are going to be inhabited by water. We won't need to add a cooling loop to the steam generator because we'll allow the output of the water to self-cool the generator. We now have a layer of water and a very small amount of ice, so we can just seal this unit up. I don't think health and safety are keeping too close an eye on this, so this is okay. We can get on with building the rest of the capture area for the vent now. We're going to build our gas pump out of steel just in case. It will get hot in here, so we're going to make sure that we don't need to come back in and do any repair work. We'll automate this gas pump with using an AND gate, and the AND gate will be connected to a pressure sensor and a heat sensor. These sensors will work together to make sure that we're not pumping 500 degree hydrogen through the pump itself. I believe I set the temperature sensor to below 130 degrees and the pressure sensor to 1.5 kilograms. Both will need to be green before the pump will activate. With the cooling and the automation, once I've set this all up I can forget about it. I have a small amount of diamond on this map, and I'm going to use those diamonds to build some shift plates to get the heat up to the cooling area as quickly as possible. As long as I have one farm full of hatches producing coal, then the diamond becomes a renewable resource once I have access to radiation. So I'm not too worried about using the diamond plates here. I'm sat on about 320 tons of coal at the moment, so I've got plenty of it in reserve. Well, that's almost all of the outer wall completed. We just need to clean up in there. Then we can add the steam generator and then plug that into the cooling reservoir. You can see we're using the output pipe from the steam generator. We zigzag it down and we use some radiant heat pipes to help with the transfer of heat. We'll add in a few more diamond temperature shift plates and then remove the last of the retaining walls around the vent. There we have it, nearly completed. Just got to remove the ladder sections, do a debris sweep, and we have one hydrogen vent tamed. We also got lucky that we didn't get any pollutants in with the hydrogen as well, so no need to put a filter on our pump. Oh, come on, that's half a job. Here we are wiring up the pump. We're going to add a manual generator just to kick-start the pump to get the hydrogen flowing towards the gas generators. Now that we have the hydrogen generators up and working and we're starting to fill up our gas tanks, we're going to add some natural gas generators. The base has been running for the last almost 400 cycles off the natural gas, and it will continue to do so. Even though we were about to tap into the petroleum biome on the other asteroid, eventually that petroleum will be turned into natural gas, either by tapping into a volcano or by using thermium to create a sour gas boiler. I have the hydrogen generators sat on solid tiles, but the natural gas generators, because they produce a liquid, all get to sit on a mesh, so the liquid will just fall through, so I can collect all the water at the bottom and then pump it out. It's always nice when you're a couple of hundred cycles in and you can see that your duplicants are becoming skilled in multiple tasks, especially when they're doing the construction errands. These guys are speeding through the natural gas generators. Okay, well maybe not this duplicant, but he's learning, okay? A level of mesh tiles to be built, and then we'll add our petroleum generators to this level. As you can see, I decided to change the side of the smart battery. I want to make sure this area is still accessible by duplicants at all times. And by moving the battery, I'll have room for some ladders. I can also power up the transit tubes directly here as well. The next stage of the power brick is not all that interesting, it's just doing the pipe work, so we'll skip this out. Well, for the final segment of the episode, we'll go back and have a look at our hydrogen vent. As you can see, hydrogen is presently being vented. This hydrogen is at 500 degrees Celsius, and the temperature shift plates are absorbing that heat and sending it up towards the metal tiles. And the steam turbine is eating that heat like a champ. While the hydrogen is being vented, the gas pump is not actually pumping out any gas because it's too hot in here at the moment. The temperature sensor is sending a no signal. But as soon as that vent stops releasing hydrogen, the temperature drops and the pump can start working again. Thank you for watching all the way to the end, and always, I'll see you on the other side.